Hey guys, this is Bharat and welcome to Bharatzkitchen with how to make a good pizza base with easily available ingredients. Okay, before we begin, one thing which you all should know is that a pizza crust is a symbiosis of chewy and crunchy. So for the chewy part, you need that magical 3D mesh called gluten, which can only come from combining water and the proteins in the flour in the right way. And that is why there are hard wheat flours which contain a higher protein content. And yes, there are even more stuff added which, trust me, are not easily available to everybody. So that is why in this video we're gonna use commonly found ingredients but try to make the best possible pizza crust out of it. Okay, so let's begin with it. So first we're gonna use some all-purpose flour. And most all-purpose flour are made from soft wheat which have a protein content of about 9 to 10%. And the second thing you need is some water. At this point, I've just divided the warm water. So on the right side of your screen, we have about half cup of water, and on the left side of your screen is 1/4 cup of water. So the half cup of warm water goes into the flour, mix it properly and let it rest for 15 minutes. And in the other 1/4 cup of warm water, we're gonna add some brown sugar. And if you don't have brown sugar, then you'll find alternatives on my website. Now personally, I prefer instant yeast as it is packed with ascorbic acid or basically vitamin C, which will make the yeast healthy, up and going. I mean, as soon as it hits the warm water, it releases gas or carbon dioxide. Basically, let the yeast sit in warm water for about 10 minutes, let it get free or release its gas. Alright, it's been 15 minutes and to my hydrated flour, I'm gonna add my secret ingredient, which is milk powder. And finally, in the end, we're gonna add some salt. At this point, we're also gonna add a yeast and water mix and some olive oil and time to combine the dough together. Now I'm using an electric hand mixer which, trust me, gives a much better result than your hands, but you can use your hands also, or if you have a stand mixer then definitely use a stand mixer. Now you can see the dough is all combined but it's not smooth. So this is the time to knead the dough. Now many people don't understand that combining is different and kneading starts after combining. An ample amount of kneading is very important to develop gluten. So after kneading the dough properly, you'll notice that the dough would have become smooth. So just brush a little bit of oil on the dough and cover it with a cling wrap and let it rest for about 1.5 hours in a warm place. Alright, after 1.5 hours, the dough should have doubled in size, and then we're just gonna divide the dough into equal size. But you have to make sure that when you make the dough ball, they should be smooth. So all you need to do is tuck the dough from the side towards the bottom center and then smooth it out on a flat surface. And yes, smoothing the dough out is very important. Then transfer the dough ball on the well-oiled surface, cover it with a cling wrap and let the dough balls rest for 30 to 45 minutes. Now, as I've discussed in the cheese burst video, that commercial pizzas are made on a very high temperature and the conveyor is just 5 to 6 inches away from the heat. We're gonna try to apply the same method while baking our pizza. That is, if you're using a microwave on a convection mode, we're gonna keep a bread tin, then a rack, and finally our pizza tray. And if you're using an oven, then keep the pizza tray on the middle rack. And remember, you have to preheat both of them with the pizza tray or the pizza stone inside it. Alright, time to assemble our pizza. So we're just gonna sprinkle some cornmeal on our homemade pizza peel made from a cardboard pizza box. And just hand toss our pizza. And please don't use a rolling pin. Why? Well, otherwise you'll not get this amazing bread structure. But for more details on how I roll my pizza, go and watch my yeast-free pizza video and you'll understand much better on how and why we should roll our pizzas. Okay, just make sure that you have removed the excess cornmeal and transfer the base on your pizza peel. And make sure the base is sliding. Then just add your pizza sauce, some good quality mozzarella cheese, and yes, the cheese should be at room temperature and you can add any topping of your own choice. Now just transfer the base to the hot oven. But wait, we still haven't discussed how to make the pizza crust a little better. Now when you look closely at a commercially made pizza, you'll notice that it's got these small air bubbles. And these are the secret to a good crust. You see, these are basically starches in the wheat flour that have gelatinized. And yes, bread flour has more level of starch than your simple all-purpose flour. But the question is, how do you get this texture at home? Well, simply by sprinkling some water with the help of an atomizer. You see, moist air transfers heat much more efficiently than dry air. And when you preheat your oven, it's got a lot of dry air. And moisture also causes the starches on the surface of the dough to gelatinize. So sprinkle first before you add your pizza, and again after you add your pizza. But please don't overdo it, as you want the air to be humid, but we don't want to reduce the temperature of the oven. Alright, now you just need to bake your pizza. So if you're using a microwave on a convection mode, then it's at 250 degrees centigrade for 7 to 8 minutes. And if you're using an oven, then it's 240 degrees centigrade for about 7 to 8 minutes. And that is how I made the base for my homemade Domino's Cheese Burst pizza. Well, a lot of subscribers have asked me that how can you make the pizza without cornmeal? So all you need to do is to sprinkle some semolina or suji instead of cornmeal on your pizza peel, and you can hand toss your pizza on some all-purpose flour. That's it, you need to bake it the same way that you did and you'll get a good pizza even without using cornmeal. You see, cornmeal just adds an additional texture to the base. The main and the important part is that you need to make the air humid. And there you go guys, how to make homemade pizza base with easily available ingredients. And if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. For updates and queries and how do I look or when I'm gonna be posting the next video, for that you need to like my Facebook page. You can also follow me on Twitter and Google+. Until then, I'll see you all on Friday the 17th April.